Amina's light. The village of Quail nestled between lush green hills and golden savannas. Far from the noise of the world, it was a simple place, where mornings began with the crowing of roosters and evenings ended with the crackle of small fires under starry skies. In this village lived Amina, a 14-year-old girl known for her vibrant spirit and her unshakable faith. Amina was no ordinary child. Despite her tender age, her words carried the weight of a seasoned preacher. She spoke about Jesus with a clarity and passion that stirred even the most hardened hearts. Her journey to faith had been unusual and powerful, leaving an indelible mark on her and her community. The Awakening. Amina's journey began on a stormy night 2 years prior. Heavy rains had swept through Quail, flooding the small streams and sending villagers running for shelter. As thunder roared and lightning illuminated the dark skies, Amina lay shivering in her family's small hut, her body racked with fever. Her mother, Zawadi, sat by her side, weeping silently. The local healer had done all he could, but Amina's condition only worsened. It was in this moment of despair that Zawadi remembered the stories of the missionaries who had visited their village. Years ago, they had spoken of Jesus, a healer and savior. With trembling hands, Zawadi whispered, "Jesus, if you are real, please save my daughter." That night, as the storm raged on, Amina dreamed. She saw a man dressed in white, his face radiant with kindness and love. He touched her forehead and said, "Do not be afraid. I am with you." When Amina awoke the next morning, her fever was gone and her strength had returned. Amina shared her dream with her family. Though some dismissed it as the ramblings of a sick child, Amina was convinced that the man she had seen was Jesus from that day forward. She dedicated herself to learning about him, borrowing a Bible from the village teacher and spending hours reading it under the shade of the acacia tree. A voice for Jesus. Word spread quickly about Amina's miraculous recovery and her newfound faith. She began sharing stories of Jesus with anyone who would listen, children, elders, even the village chief. Her favorite spot was the large acacia tree in the center of the village, where she would sit every Sunday after church, surrounded by an eager crowd. "Jesus is the Good Shepherd," she would say, her voice ringing with conviction. "He knows each of us by name and will never leave us, no matter how lost we feel." Her words resonated deeply with the villagers, many of whom faced daily struggles of poverty and uncertainty. Through Amina, they began to see Jesus not as a distant figure, but as a present and loving Savior who cared for them personally.